Look at what's arrived. Let's see what's inside. I'm Mapleberry, if you haven't watched my channel before, and we are going to unbox the December 2025 Scrawlr box. Let's see what's inside. Oh, pretty. Okay, so I can already see got some type of paints there. There's our little package. That's pretty. That looks like a close-up of butterfly wings or something like that. And here is our featured artist. This is Tomato Illustrates. It's very pretty. And that's Laura Bassava. She goes online by Tomato Illustrates and is a mixed media artist. And there are her socials there if you want to follow her on Instagram or watch her YouTube channel. We'll have a look in the zine in a moment, but let's see what else we've got. An A5 mixed media split pad, so 5 black, 5 white sheets at 250 grams each. Okay, so that's some black and some white. It's fairly thick there. Okay, let's put that over there. And let's see what's inside here. Okay, oh, that's our sweet, which is stuck to the sticker. It looks a bit glossy. Very pretty. And we have 2 Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen metallic pens, one in gold and one in silver. I think it's the nib size is 1.5. Okay, let's open these up and see what we've got. Oh wow, so they look like they are shimmery watercolors because we've got a watercolor brush in here. Let's open this up. Wants to open it. Oh, there we go. Take that off. And there we are. So we've got 12 colours and a water brush in the set. Cute little water brush. So, pop that out of the way. Let's have a look in our zine. So this is box number 124. It was December 2025. This will be my first video for first unboxing video for 2026. So sheets of dark paper and light, because we've got the shimmering paint, silver and gold, coffee flavored hardboiled sweet. This kit has a water brush and a palette, so you can take it on the go. So we can mix up there. Looks a little dusty from the paint. Okay, this is our feature artist, Laura, with some of her other artworks there. And here are some of the tips, and it says try these paints on different colored paper like dark green or grey. These glorious paints come to life when you add water. These colours come out differently on different coloured paper. Add more water to loosen the shimmery effect. Okay. Try them dry. They can be taken out of the pan and used as stumpy crayons to add subtle texture. Note, they are much harder to remove from the pan once you have activated them. Okay. Warm water, wake them up by using warm water. Metallic pigments are heavier and tend to have a delayed activation. So a few drops of warm, not hot, on the pans for 30 to 60 seconds give you richer, creamier colours. If you wanted to use white paper, metallic watercolours achieve their best luster when applied over a dried base colour. Try building normal watercolour layers first and adding a whisper of metallic on top. Okay. And metallic only, use a separate clean brush for metallic watercolors, or ensure your brush is thoroughly rinsed between colors to prevent streaking and muddiness. Blend a tiny bit of metallic into standard gouache or ink. You'll get a subtle shimmer that only appears when the light hits at the right angle. Okay, and there's some mixing that they've done there, some layering. Layer a warm metallic over a cool one, or vice versa. Dry brush, water drop, spray bottle, speckles, salt, distress look. Okay, and here's our deep dive. So there's a tutorial there. I'm going to follow through. This is behind the artwork, so the creation of the artwork here with some artist advice. I would recommend to play around and mix the colors and see how they play with each other. You can make some nice shades. Okay. Here's the Scrawler gallery from box 122, where we got those really beautiful pastel alcohol markers, which were the Winsor & Newton Pro markers, and those really gorgeous Derwent drawing pencils, which are really creamy and nice and soft. The challenge was Hocus Pocus, and I drew a frog for that one. It was a magical frog. And these are the selected works for the box. Some really beautiful works here. So we've got Helen Jones, Trinkety, Danilla. I think they're the only people I recognise there. Well done to everyone. Here's the top three. So we have Lauren, this cute cat, Zoe with this really cool landscape, and two other pieces she's done, and Renata, who did this witch making potions. Here's a showcase. So what's this? Long-time scrawler and super active community member, Emily Edwards. That girl named Em on Instagram. With some very cool works. And the challenge for this month is Gilded Wings. So it's about exploring how metallics can transform your artwork, whether you're capturing the shimmer of a butterfly in the sun, the metallic glint of feathers at dusk, or inventing your own mythical winged creatures. Let those luminous tones lead the way. As inspired by a featured artist, these supplies were made to play with light, dark, shimmer, shine, and movement. Okay, I'll have to have a think about that one, about what I want to do. But in the meantime, we need to do some swatching. So I'm going to get some water and a brush, and away we go. Okay, let's do some swatching. Let's do the Pitt Artist pens first, which I forgot about all the excitement of setting up the watercolours. So I've placed a drop of warm water on the watercolours. We'll just allow that to settle before we try that. Let's take these two out. So we have gold and silver. This is silver. It's got a fairly standard round tip there. And let's try that on here. Okay, and let's go the other way for the gold. Let's try it up here. And not as opaque as I thought they might be on the black. Maybe when they dry. Okay, now let's have a look at the watercolor. So you can see I've placed a small drop of warm water and it's starting to settle into the paint. So place those there. And we will try them out. So let's try. I'm going to use a paintbrush. This looks like gold. Put you more in frame so you can see. Nice. Okay. You can see that nice shimmer on the black more than the white. But still, both paper, I think it looks really pretty. Okay, what's next? Let's go this green. It looks like a green. Yeah, it definitely is a green. Like a bit of a moss green. This one looks like a, I don't know how to describe that. Bit of a brassy colour, maybe. Okay, and the one below it looks a bit coppery. Yeah. What's next? It looks like silver is next. We'll have a look at this. Again, I'll push this up so you can see. Oh wow, that silver has a lot of punch. It's very bright and shimmery. See what this looks like. That's pretty. Bit like a dusty pink. So next one, looks like a blue silver. Yeah. Now that one looks much better on the white paper, I think. Although when it dries, it could be different. Next is, that looks like a red violet. I haven't seen this set before, but it is quite pretty. You want to pop a bit of shimmer into your artworks. Okay. Oh wow, okay. Here's a red violet. Okay. And then it's another blue, but not a blue-grey. Let's see how we go on the black. That's pretty. And then on the white. is pigmented on the white. Very nice. Next is purple. Okay. I'll just drop a little bit more in and see if we can see a little bit more of that colour. Possibly when it dries. And let's try it on the white. It's a pretty colour. Oops. Okay, this one is a green. Don't know how to describe it. Well, let's put it down on the black and see. Oh wow, that's pretty. And we'll put it down here. It's like a smoky green, something like that. And the last one, I think, is black. And I'm not expecting black to show up on black paper, but we might get a bit of shimmer. So let's have a look. And let's do that on our white paper. Let's pick up some more paint. Oh wow, it is quite dark. Okay, so I think they're all our supplies swatched. We'll zoom you back out so you can see. So these are still drying a little bit on the black card, but the ones we did first up, you can see them as they start to dry, and they are really quite shiny, really quite pretty. And these ones are still drying. And on the white piece of paper, they've got a bit of shine, but they're not as shiny as on the black card because of the contrast. There are some of these that the shine doesn't pick up as much if you compare it to the black. So this one here, this one, and this one. So what we might do is, I need to think about what artwork I would like to do for the prompt gilded wings. As usual, I'll go away, think about what I want to do, and then come back and we'll create the artwork together. And then we'll also show you these sheets of paper once they've dried, so you can see what the colours look like when they're fully dried. And that's a palette there once it's had some water on it, so you can see the colours. Okay, so I will be back. For you, it's going to be like a second. For me, it might be a couple of hours. See you soon. Hello, so I'm back. It's the next day for me, but for you, it's only a few seconds. So these are the dried swatches of our Derwent paints. And as you can see, they're not so, they are shimmery on the white paper, but not so in comparison to the black paper where they just shine. They look fabulous. You can see on the right here, I've done a couple of color mixes. So this is a pink and blue, blue and gold, light blue and gold, and this one I think was a mixture of these two, the pink and silver. What I've decided to do, because the prompt is gilded wings, so I've been drawing birds at the moment. This I've done previously with paint markers, and I really enjoyed drawing this and painting it, and I thought the colours in this palette would probably suit this heron really well. So what I've done is I've drawn up a different heron up on white paper, and I'm going to paint that. So enjoy the process, and I'll see you after. So here is a completed piece. This is my heron in flight on a night sky with, it's meant to be sort of like a moon in the background. So I tried to create a little bit of texture by doing some layers and some making some patterns with the brushes. You will notice I have a coloured pencil outline on the bird. That's because while I was painting, it was really annoying me that I had only these pens to do an outline. And when I say only, I didn't want to do a metallic outline. So I've used 2 of the Derwent drawing pencils that we received in a previous scrawler box. So that's box 122. So yes, I have cheated a little bit by not using everything in the box, but it is from a previous scrawler box. I hope you excuse that. I'm not entirely happy with these. I do like the design. I might draw it up again and do it with some markers and coloured pencils or some normal traditional watercolour, but I thought these colours would come up a lot punchier than they did, particularly going by this, but they didn't. So they're a bit more muted than I thought, particularly the black. That didn't come up as dark as I thought. But anyway, if you like shimmery paints, these might be for you. I did enjoy swatching them out and playing, and at least I've got a design that maybe I can use on something else. I did have 2 stars here, but I didn't want to use those liners on there because they've become far too dominant for the rest of the piece. So I tried to do little splatters of gold. I don't know if you can see that on there, but there's tiny little splatters there. Anyway, to try and give a little bit of light there. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm sorry I didn't record the whole process. I thought I was recording. I thought I pressed record, but obviously I didn't. So you've got some of the earlier stages and some of the latter stages. But anyway, thank you for watching if you made it this far, and I will see you next time.